a parable about listening and sharing a Bible story. Bob was so excited. He just received his audio Bible from a friend. He was wanting to learn how to tell a Bible story, and his friend shared with him that it was an easy process. There really were only 3 steps he needed to remember: learn, share, and teach. Bob thought to himself, well, that's easy enough to remember. I want to learn Bible stories, and I want to know how to share Bible stories, and I want to teach Bible stories. Learn, share, and teach. I can do that, Bob thought. So Bob took out his audio Bible, and when he looked at it, he gave thanks to God because he was holding an audio Bible that told the Bible story in his language. He had been waiting for this for a very long time. Bob stopped and asked God to help him understand his truth and to help him to understand the Bible story. So Bob took out the audio Bible and began to listen. And when he was done, Bob told the story aloud to see if he could remember it. He realized that he had forgotten some things that seemed pretty important to the Bible story. So Bob listened again to the Bible story. And then he told aloud the Bible story again to see if he could remember it. He was so excited when he realized he remembered more things the second time. But he knew he needed to listen to it again, just to make sure. And after listening to the Bible story several times, Bob was able to tell it in his own words. He couldn't wait to go and share the Bible story with his friend Fred. Bob immediately went to Fred and asked Fred if he could tell him the Bible story that he was learning. Well, Fred was curious. What was Bob learning? He was so excited, so he wanted to listen and learn from Bob to see what he had to share. So Bob told the Bible story to Fred. Fred really liked what he heard. So when Bob asked Fred if he could tell Bob the Bible story, Fred nodded his head and started to tell it. And Bob listened quietly as Fred told the whole Bible story. He was amazed at how much his friend Fred remembered. But he realized there were a few things Fred did not remember. So he suggested that Fred listen to the Bible story again. Bob retold the Bible story, and Fred listened quietly, listening to see if he could catch what he did not remember. And before Bob could ask Fred to retell the Bible story, Fred lifted his hand up to his friend Bob and he said, "It's my turn to tell." And Fred began to tell the Bible story. Bob was amazed at how fast Fred learned the Bible story. He was a very good Bible storyteller. Bob told Fred that his friend said that he should go and tell 5 friends the Bible story he was learning. So Bob and Fred went to find friends that they could go and practice telling the Bible story too. Well, when they found a few friends, Fred volunteered to be the first to tell the Bible story. And the friends enjoyed it. And they wanted to see if they could tell the Bible story too. So Bob and Fred taught their friends how to listen to the story, share the story, listen again to check for accuracy, and retell again. And before they knew it, all 6 of them could tell the Bible story very well. And they agreed to go tell their friends to listen, share, and teach the Bible story too. Bob then remembered something else his friend told him. His friend said that it was very important to make sure that the person listening when the Bible story begins and when the Bible story ends, to know how to do the beginning and the ending, so that nobody would add anything to the actual Bible story. So his friend said a good beginning might be, in the Bible, we are told, and then tell the story. And for an ending, when you were done, to say, may God honor the telling of his word. And that way the person knows exactly when the story begins and exactly when the Bible story ends. Bob said, my friend said that this will help protect the Bible story and keep people from accidentally thinking something we said might be a part of the Bible story. Well, one of the friends listening said, thank you. I've always wanted to learn about the Bible. Is there anything else that we should know? And Bob thought for a minute, yes. I've always liked to learn too. And my friend reminded me and said that if I wanted to go deeper, I could ask these 3 questions to help getting a conversation going about the Bible story. So after listening to the Bible story, we could ask each other these questions, and it would help us to grow deeper. The first one he said we should ask is, what do we learn about the character of God through the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? The second question he suggested we should learn, Bob said, was what do we learn about the people, both the good and the bad? And the third question he said was to help us to know what we were supposed to do. And the question was, what should we do based on what we discovered? Then another friend said, oh, I like that a lot. But how do we know what Bible story to begin with? Bob nodded his head and he goes, I know, that was hard for me too. Here are a few of the story suggestions my friend said that would help me. And they're the ones I should first learn, share, and teach. He said in the Old Testament, if I have access to it, I should start with creation in Genesis 1. And then the fall of Adam and Eve in Genesis 3 and 4. And then the call of Abraham to the nations in Genesis 12, 1 through 9, and chapter 15. He said in the New Testament that Jesus' birth was very important, and that is found in Luke 1, verses 26 through 38, and chapter 2, verses 1 through 21. And then to go to Jesus' ministry beginnings in Matthew 3 and 4. And then to Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection found in Luke 23 and 24. Bob was so excited. He couldn't believe that his friends were willing to let him share what he was learning. And he was excited that he was taught how to learn and share and teach a Bible story. And it was fun helping his friends. And then he said, guys, I remember one thing else that my friend said. He said, remember, be in the Word, be with Jesus, and be transformed. Shalom.